So you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you my honest opinion about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I know a few of you guys have been waiting for this. I'm going to try my best not to make this video too long. However, I am just going to go through my bullet points and ad-lib on those particular points. So this video may go on a little longer than we want it to, but I'll try my best to keep it as short as possible. Now, one thing that was said to me yesterday is one of my followers believed that they should delay this game. And you know what? I'm actually in agreement. Now, this has been something that has been done by some major names. I believe Halo's one of them, who have delayed the game because they don't feel like it's in a state where it should be released, and the fans definitely deserve better. And I think that is true. As a consumer paying up to nearly £100 for this game, where there are so many free-to-play games out there, I feel the one thing that they should and have to do is release this in a state where it isn't going to take several updates for it to be the game that it should be. Now, on the other side of that coin, I have to say I really do empathise with Trakky, because if you didn't know, apparently this game's dev cycle was cut short to 2 years because Sledgehammer was apparently working on the next Call of Duty. It was in such a bad state, Activision just wasn't happy with it and they drafted in Trakky. Now, if that is the case, then the product that we currently have in front of us is to be expected and isn't actually that bad of a product. But it pains me to say this. There have been plenty great Call of Duties, brilliant, best Call of Duties that have been made in 2 years. I know textures are a bit more complicated and hardware is that much more powerful, so more resources are probably spilled into the game. But I still believe it's a bit of a cop-out to hear that these guys can't make a good Call of Duty in 2 years when they've got so many demonstrations of good Call of Duties out there. So the first thing I'm going to speak about in terms of one of my complaints or reservations about Call of Duty Black Ops is the elephant in the room. It's SBMM, skill-based matchmaking. Now, what I'm going to say about this is there have been plenty of Call of Duties that I have played that have been absolutely fantastic, so enjoyable to play, and it was evident that skill-based matchmaking, although it may have been in the game in some form, it wasn't dialed up to maximum. And I can tell you a little story here. Sorry to go off on a tangent, but I need to tell you this because it's relevant to the video. My clan of 6 members split up. We played Call of Duty every single night without fail. And if any of you guys have followed me for long enough, you remember me talking about situations where Call of Duty actually affected my relationship because I was on it that much. Yes, with my clan, I was on the game every single night without fail. Black Ops 2 was released, and the first couple weeks, someone flipped a switch for SBMM and they turned it to maximum, and the game was that unplayable that we had a meeting. We seriously had a meeting, and most of us went back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 as we refused to play Call of Duty Black Ops. Remember, this is the holy grail of Call of Duty. A lot of people would say this is the best Call of Duty that was ever made, including myself, although my favourite Call of Duty to play was actually Black Ops, the first one. But they obviously listened to the community, because after we made a bit of noise, you know, the vocal minority as they call us, they actually dialed back the skill-based matchmaking. And what happened to Black Ops 2? Oh yeah, that's it. It went on to be what most would revere as the best Call of Duty ever made. Whether you liked the game or not, in terms of the product itself, how it was set out, the Pick 10 system, it was a great addition of Call of Duty. So for me, it would make sense to listen to the community who are up in arms again about the same topic again for a different Call of Duty and dial back SBMM just a little bit, and this game would be so much more enjoyable. Now, I did like the game to a degree, but it grates on me after a while. because there are some glaring issues. And one of the first issues, apart from SBMM, because that was the elephant in the room I had to get out of the way, is the score streak system itself. Now, Call of Duty's always been about getting streaks. That's the addiction of the game. It's all about dominating, being the best in the lobby, and getting your streaks faster than anybody on the other team, and basically seeing out the game with your streaks. That's the trash talk element of the game as well. It's like, yeah, you're better than me. Okay, who's going to die first, and who's going to end the streak, and who's going to get the streaks. And currently, it's a system where we heard that even when you die, you're still going to get your streaks. And that sounded like music to people's ears. To people like me, I had a lot to say about support streaks when they came into Modern Warfare 3, even though in the end, it wasn't as bad as these particular streaks that we're talking about now. But it seems like a counter-intuitive system. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how close I am to my next streak. Yes, we've got the bars on the screen, but games like Black Ops 2, games like Modern Warfare 2, in Modern Warfare 2, I knew I was 2 kills away from getting my AC-130. So my demeanor changed on the game. In terms of the likes of Black Ops 2, it was a score streak based system similar to this one. That was like the true original score streak kind of game, and it was simple. If I needed, I don't know, let's say I needed extra 1200 score for my dogs, I knew exactly what I needed to do. And when I got to about 300 away in terms of score, I'd call in a UAV. All of my mates would be getting me assists, so I think it was 10 at the time. You know, if they got 10 kills, that's 100 to your streak. So you need to kill 2 more people. Throw an EMP grenade, get rid of that sentry gun. Oh, that's 125. I'm so close now. I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly when I need to slow it down and play more methodical and back off a little bit and be a bit more passive. This game, I haven't a clue when I'm about to get my next streak, apart from when that little yellow bar goes up a bit further. And it's really frustrating not to know. And I genuinely believe this is a design choice, not necessarily by the developers, but I genuinely believe it's by Activision. I believe Activision are meddling far too much in the development side of Call of Duty now, and it shows, because ever since they have got really involved in the game, back from Advanced Warfare, the game just hasn't been the same. There is an exception to that rule, and I would say that's Black Ops 3. Apart from the microtransaction system, the supply trap system was predatory, and I hated it. But overall, the game itself, we could tell Dave and the crew, put that game together. It felt well polished. It was the beta on that game was incredible. I couldn't wait to get the game. I went straight out and pre-ordered that straight away after the beta. It was brilliant. So that's where I am at the moment. The system for the score streaks, it either needs changing, revert back to how it was in Black Ops 2, or just do something that notifies us as to how far we are from our next streak, because it's just a bit of a free-for-all at the moment. I just shoot my gun and hope that I get a streak. And I know a lot of people feel the same as me. Anyway, I digress. Moving on forwards. Visually, this game is such a shock to come from when you've played Modern Warfare. Now, you guys know, thoroughly enjoyed Warzone, hated Modern Warfare multiplayer. However, one of the best things about Modern Warfare is visually best looking Call of Duty I have ever played. I'd even say the best sounding Call of Duty I've ever played, apart from those loud ass score streaks. Oh lord. But the guns actually sounded like real guns. It was evident that they went and recorded those weapons. The visuals were just absolutely stunning, apart from the few darker aspects inside, which was a problem, which they tried to fix on the fly. Whatever they've put on, I feel like the film grain that's in Modern Warfare, because if you turn the film grain on in Modern Warfare, it starts to look a bit like Cold War. I feel like the texture that they've put on, which I believe is film grain, turn it off. just turn it off. Whose idea is it to put these stupid things that nobody really wants to utilize, especially when you're, you know, G-fueled out your mind and you want the best advantage you can get over everybody else? Headset, your scuff, your G-fuel, your 240 hertz monitor. I'm having a dig at myself here now. But nobody wants this film grain on. Turn it off. The game would look so much better straight away. But visually at the moment, it seems like a bit of a downgrade. So I'm hoping on the full release of the game, it does look better, because apparently they're using the same engine and I just don't believe it. I can't see nothing as well. It's really hard. I felt like it was me getting older, but I'm seeing it all around, and I know I've got good vision. People always say I spot things before them, well before them, and currently I can't see nothing. Satellite, the fuselage of the ship, there's people just sat there sometimes. They're not even moving, and I can't see them. And I know what it is. It's partly because hardware's got better, so textures have got better, so camouflage looks more convincing on certain textures because there's a lot more fuss and noise going on. But we need something to help us. This is a fast twitch shooter, so whether it's a halo around the player, I don't know. Something needs to be done. Back when it was Modern Warfare 2, it was quite obvious who your players were. Your enemies were usually a total different colour uniform to you, so there was usually red, or if it was like an icy level, there'd be the blue and you'd be the white. In Black Ops 3, things were perfect because there were just really bright characters, but we had very bold, solid backgrounds of one colour, so it was easy to see people. Now we're getting more realistic looking maps, but it comes at a cost, and that's not being able to see anyone. And talking of not being able to see anyone and visuals, and when I'm saying maps, the maps are absolutely atrocious. These are not designed by Trakky. I can't believe these were designed by Trakky. I believe these are residue of maps that were designed by Sledgehammer Games, which Trakky had to take and do something with, but they're terrible. Satellite, don't actually mind it. I feel like the dynamic of that map is perfect because there's places for people to snipe, there's short engagements for SMGs, there's places where you can use your assault rifle. Very effective map, but I hark back to what I've just said. Visually, especially where the B flag is in domination, you can't see nothing. Nothing. It's hard to play the game. You're second guessing yourself in a reactive shooter where you're supposed to use your reactions, and that's not a good thing at all. It's really bad. Now, talking of visuals as well, this bolts on. We had the field of view slider. This should have been, you know, like the headline act of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War beta, but it's kind of been missed totally because the visuals of the game are so hard to see. I've got mine set at 90 because I felt like even though I had a higher setting before, I can't see shit anyway. So what's the point having that visual advantage of my peripheral when I can't see what's in front of me? It's crazy. And apparently this was janking up people's aim assist. Me, started at 95. Didn't find that too bad, but 90 seems to be the sweet spot. And there are so many different settings you can have now for your X and Y, your dead zone, and your outer dead zone as well. So I feel like that could be extra stuff thrown in that bowl and mixed in to make it seem like the field of view is throwing people off when you haven't got your traditional old school X and Y 5 and 5, whatever you have, and that's it. You just get playing. Now, moving on, the time to kill is a bit of a headache for me at the moment. It's giving me PTSD. It's taking me back to my Black Ops 4 days. You guys know I hated that game. There was so many different things I hated about it, but one of the biggest things was the time to kill. It was too long, in my personal opinion. And not because it was too long because I haven't got the skill to keep up. It's just, we've gone all these years with a specific time to kill that has fluctuated ever so slightly depending on the developer. Famously, Infinity Ward, their games, you die a lot quicker than Treyarch games. But then to have a Treyarch game where you die slower anyway and then just notch it up to 150 health, I didn't like it at all. It just didn't make any sense to me. And to have the ability for a sniper to quick scope you, you put 4 shots in them, need a 5th, and they can just still kill you while you're shooting them. That was enough to turn me off the game. Now, this isn't as bad in Cold War. It's not as exaggerated, but I still feel like 150 is too much. I feel like 130 would be more around the base of where we need to see the time to kill in this game. Thunder said it to me yesterday on Twitter. He believes Black Ops 3's time to kill was perfect, and I wholeheartedly agree with him on that aspect of the game. That game, the hit detection was perfect for me. Yes, it took slightly longer to kill people, but you could get in a more engaged gunfight. You could get away from people, and it would come down to skill. It would actually come down to who can land the more accurate shots when the connection worked properly. And speaking of connections, that is our next topic on the game. It actually made me laugh because I was playing a game, I was having a really good one, and then I seen the good old Ethernet cable and port come up on the screen, connection interrupted, and I didn't even get angry because it took me back to such a great time in Call of Duty, specifically Black Ops 2 when it used to happen and Black Ops 1 when it used to happen. Seeing that just made me laugh, and it did take me back to a time when Call of Duty was really genuinely great and I wasn't complaining as much about it as back then. I just used to play the game and enjoy it for what it was. I wasn't even a YouTuber back then. But what I can say is that's something this game definitely lacked for me. There was the return factor, the retention factor just really wasn't there. I enjoyed myself for periods of time until that SBMM or whatever it was kicked in, and I just didn't enjoy myself anymore. I don't mind playing against a competitive player, a good player, because COD's been out for over a decade now. People like me have been playing it for over a decade. Naturally, you should have got decent at the game by now. Otherwise, I don't understand why you're still playing it. And I know we've got a more knowledgeable community, but SBMM is just dialed up too high. And I feel like I'm playing a game that isn't casual anymore. I come in from work and I dread it sometimes. And that's what happened with Modern Warfare. You saw a lapse in videos from me because just the thought of me having to go and collect some type of footage was enough for me to say, you know what, F the video, I can't be bothered. And that's really sad to actually have to say as someone who's enjoyed Call of Duty, even at its worst times. A lot of people hated Infinite Warfare. In the end, even though I criticised it at the start, I thoroughly enjoyed the game and I don't feel like it was given the credit it deserves. So that's why I'm not going to write off Black Ops Cold War at the moment. It definitely has potential, and I've said this so many times, but I can genuinely say I enjoy this game so much more than Modern Warfare already. But I'm just so disappointed that they didn't choose to go closer down the line to Black Ops 2, which was a template that they should have been trying to emulate a long time ago, and Cold War was just a perfect time for them to do it. Even the theme music should have been some type of remix of Black Ops 1. It would have been perfect. Cold War on a hard return. So is this game savable? I genuinely believe that they could work some type of magic. I really like Tony Flame. I feel like he's very open. He's an open book. You can talk to him. You won't get shut down like Joe Seeker if you make any type of criticism. He has responded to me. He has spoken to me, even though I've been constructively criticising his game. And it goes back to what I've said earlier in the video, where I believe it's hard for the developers when they've got Activision breathing down their neck and telling them to change this, change that, to suit their agenda. And I genuinely believe they just need to leave things alone. Look what happened with Bungie. As soon as they left Call of Duty and Activision, as soon as they left Activision, SBMM was removed and the game Destiny had more concurrent players than it ever did. So it just speaks volumes for me. But overall, I feel like it's an average game at the moment. It needs a lot of work, a lot of updates, but it does have potential to be a good Call of Duty, and I'm hoping it will be a good Call of Duty. Guys, let me know what you thought of the beta down in the comment section. I'm sorry this video has gone on for so long, but I had a lot to speak about. I didn't do it in bits and put out little videos for the sake of them. I wanted to have a good hands-on experience and then give you guys my honest opinion, and that's exactly what you've got. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but like and subscribe button, I hope they tickle your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.